Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, and we're going to talk about what's happening with the Masters of the Universe show, and specifically what's happening with the Masters of the Universe Revelation show, the new 2021 Masters of the Universe Revelation show, and how what's happening with that show will impact Dungeons & Dragons, in my humble opinion. All right, so I really, if you didn't notice, the whole Masters of the Universe Revelations thing just blew up this weekend, and it was, I have to say, this is truly a new type of content. It's almost like, I think it's like an invitation to watch a train wreck, right? They're like, hey, there's going to be a train wreck here at this spot tomorrow. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to happen, right? But on this spot on the bridge, you can watch the train wreck. You'll feel the concussion. You'll smell everything that happens. You'll have an amazing view. But it's going to happen. You can't do anything to stop it. Do you want a ticket? Do you want to watch it? Right? And I think everybody would like to say, oh, no, I wouldn't show up to watch a train wreck. But you're kind of like, it's going to happen. There's nothing I'm going to do about it. I don't know, right? So I think that's the world we're starting to live in. But this thing blew up like crazy this weekend. And there was a month of content before the show hit, then the show hit, and then there was just every YouTube commenter, who ever touched anything adjacent to He-Man was all over this, right? And so here's what's happening. So spoilers for Masters of the Universe Revelation in this. So the show is called Masters of the Universe Revelations. And Revelation. So what is the revelation in the Masters of the Universe show? There's a very distinct one. And that is, who are the Master of the Universe? Who are the Masters of the Universe? Okay? And the revelation is, it's a shocker. I think you think I'm going to say, oh, XYZ. I'm not. The revelation of Masters of the Universe is that no one is a Master of the Universe. There are no Masters of the Universe. So one of the things that's really fascinating is Kevin Smith took He-Man out of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and we thought it stopped there. It didn't. Kevin Smith took He-Man out of He-Man Masters of the Universe, made sure that Adam and He-Man were in the show for 10 minutes as themselves, and were in the show for some other small amount of minutes as a robot, as a dream, as an angel, or as a memory, right? But never as, freestanding, classic He-Man. That just couldn't have, you could only allow 5-10 minutes of that in 5 episodes, right? So what we didn't realize is Kevin Smith also removed all of the Masters of the Universe. And the revelation is that no one is a Master of the Universe. And you're like, well, wait, how did that happen, Scott? Well, let's just tick it off. He-Man is killed twice. Once as He-Man, once as Adam in the show. He's certainly not a Master of the Universe. The show literally begins and ends with his death. Kind of shocking. You'd be like, if it begins with his death, how could he die again? They work really hard and they kill He-Man again, before the show's over. Just in case you didn't get that he needed to die in the first episode, they make it really clear he needs to die in the last episode, right? So He-Man, certainly not a Master of the Universe, right? And just in case maybe Adam would be a Master of the Universe, he's killed also, not a Master of the Universe, right? Defeated by his foes at every single, possible point, right? Merman, not a Master of the Universe. Beastman, not a Master of the Universe. Skeletor, let's talk about Skeletor. Skeletor actually ends the show saying, I am the Master of the Universe. But at this point, Skeletor has accomplished nothing, right? The only person that Skeletor has defeated is Adam. He's put a spear through his back, right? And in order to kill Adam, not He-Man, right? Skeletor had to come from behind and stab him, like a coward, right? So not a master. So Skeletor, who's in the show even less than He-Man, is certainly not a Master of the Universe, right? So, Evil Lynn, right? She might have been a candidate to be a Master of the Universe, but says, I spent most of my life following somebody I shouldn't have been following, right? And then never becomes a significant leader or accomplishes anything of note, right? So there's a few people who are like, wait, aren't there some Masters of the Universe? No, let's talk about them. Roboto dies, Orko dies, He-Man dies, just the most easy sweep of the board deaths, right? Not Masters of the Universe, right? Man-at-Arms loses his title and ends up bowing down to one of his previous servants, just has lost all respect for himself and lost all respect of even his students. They're just like, oh, it's so hard to see you, just lost your title, lost your will, lost, everything, right? Man-at-Arms, not Duncan Man-at-Arms, right? Not, and he does lose the title Man-at-Arms, so just Duncan, right, who used to be Man-at-Arms, certainly not a Master of the Universe. What about Andra and Teela? Andra spends the entire show just following Teela, never really gains any independence, never does anything significant, never comes out of Teela's shadow, right? And in many ways seems to not really get decent attention or respect from Teela, right? In my opinion, there was something that could have happened there that seemed like Teela was like, nah, that ain't gonna happen, right? And then Teela, right? Definitely not a Master of the Universe, right? So why is Teela not a Master of the Universe? Well, she doesn't accomplish anything. She earns the title of Man-at-Arms. She holds it for less than 5 minutes, literally, all right? So not able to hold the title she had, fought to have for years and years and years. Doesn't keep, pursues a goal, gets the goal, and then literally throws it away like a discarded, styrofoam cup, right? Not a Master of the Universe move. Is deceived multiple times and ends up questing and getting paid by her enemies to accomplish her enemies' goals. And then at the end, she actually goes and saves Adam and returns Adam from heaven, right? That's literally the name that Andra said. She said, we're in heaven, right? Returns Adam from heaven so that he is alive, and he is immediately killed again. And again, Teela is shown to just be the biggest dupe in the show, never realizing when she's being duped again and again and again, right? Not a Master of the Universe. So who are the Masters of the Universe in the Masters of the Universe Revelation? Well, the answer is no one. No one is a Master of the Universe. So what does this mean for D&D? Well, here's the model. I've been thinking about this very, very carefully. There is a Hollywood model. It is a very real model, and it very much matters. And the reason it matters for Dungeons & Dragons is the Dungeons & Dragons design team, in my humble opinion, is 100% following the Hollywood model. And the Hollywood model is being changed. Here's the old Hollywood model. The old Hollywood model is give the content to creators who do not understand and do not love the source material. That is definitely starting to happen, in my opinion, for Dungeons & Dragons. No two ways about it, right? Then what you do is message way over narrative, right? So your ratio is 2/3 message to 1/3 narrative. And we are definitely seeing this. Dungeons & Dragons, the game, is constantly containing messages that drastically contradict the narrative from the central narrative that is established in the PHB, the MM, and the PHB, MM, and DMG, right? And there is a narrative there. That's another video, but there's absolutely a narrative there. And then last, the overshoot, right? Whatever, Hollywood's model is, the third part of the Hollywood model is overshoot. Whatever you want to do, multiply it by 3, right? And just really dig it in, right? And so, so that's that, go big, right? So you have this situation where, the model is give the content to creators who do not love or do not understand the content, and then message way over narrative, and then do an overshoot, right? Whatever you were going to do, just multiply it by 3. So Masters of the Universe Revelation chose the new Hollywood model. So I already think that Wizards of the Coast has been trying to follow the old Hollywood model. Okay, now here's the new model. Okay, the new model is the following: you give the content to people who have utter disdain for you. You give the content, Hollywood model. You give the content to creators who have utter disdain for the source material. Okay, then message over narrative remains. Actually, this is incredible. There's a change on the message over narrative, right? Not only do you have a message over narrative, but what you do is you then you get it to so that someone else who's not even you carries your message. This very much happened with Masters of Universe Revelation. So what was the change there? Well, there were a lot of people saying this show's message is this. They were not the creator, right? They were people external to the show saying this is the message of the show, even though the show didn't actually put the elements into the show, right? So people were saying this show is XYZ. And then you watch the show and you're like, I don't see any of that here, right? There's no proof that this story is about that at all. So it is message over narrative, but the message that Hollywood wants carried is carried not even by the creators or the content is carried by an external source, okay? An external community, right? A community that's literally separate from the content community, right? Incredible. And then the last shoot is the old model was like, hey, and this is very much Masters of the Universe Revelation, right? The old Hollywood model is like, whatever you're going to do times 3. Now the new Hollywood model is whatever you're going to do, it's times 9, right? You could see this like in the old Hollywood model, they'd be like, hey, everybody thinks it's going to be a He-Man show. Let's kill He-Man in the first 20 minutes. And old Hollywood would be like, whoa, you did it, man. Good job. Wow. Right? New Hollywood model is like, yeah, we did kill He-Man in the first 20 minutes of a show that people expected to be a He-Man show. But here we go. We're going to kill him again. Right? Times 9. Right? It's like the overshoot is way more overshooty than ever. All that's my opinion. I think that's what's happening. I think Wizards of the Coast is going to jump on and is going to abandon the old Hollywood model and pick up the new Hollywood model. And the new Hollywood model, no show in history has ever exhibited the new Hollywood model more clearly than Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelation. It is like the new Hollywood model is here. This is the template. Everybody get on board. And my concern is I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think that that Wizards of the Coast is going to get on board. And it's going to be very, very... it'll be interesting to see what happens. Very, very interesting to see what happens. That's my opinion. What do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing and have a wonderful millennium.